This is what happens when a person tries to grab a flashbang from law enforcement after they've thrown it.
Now she's asking for help.
Mother.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
So
flashbangs and tear gas
my
canisters,
God.
those things are specifically designed to suck. Do not pick up things that are designed to
What is
suck.
a flashbang? What is it?
It's a concussion grenade. You throw it, and it goes bang. Really loud. It
Imagine
scares
trying,
people.
trying to block a Roman candle with your finger or hold like an M150 when it's detonating. I don't want to make the mean jokes. People were saying this is a Darwin Award. I said it doesn't qualify as a Darwin Award because she can still procreate. So
all right, I got a question for you. This is my point. The reason why I want to highlight this because I'm sure everybody gets a lot of people are laughing at it. Well, and it's also because not just her hand is all injured and people are like justice, but that she's flailing around like in agony, suffering, and people are just like laughing at it. My question is this: you've got 1,000 astute, well-reasoned individuals on one side of a field. On the other side of the field, you have 1,000 potential Darwin Award winners, and a fight breaks out. Who wins?
The Darwin Award winners.
Probably.
Unquestionably, the Darwin Award winners are going to win that fight. My question to conservatives is how many people on the right are willing to pick up a live grenade to try and throw at cops?
Not me.
Zero.
I definitely won't do
They've
that.
got them in spades. So when it, like, everybody's making fun of this lady, and I'm like, dude, they laugh and they go, if a civil war ever broke out, we have the guns, blah, blah. Yes, and they've got Darwin Award winners.
I'm going to push back a second time in the night. This displays not steadfast belief in a cause, but stupidity.
And zombies are also stupid. And that's what's
yeah, but the problem with zombies is they don't get taken out by a flashbang. Like you're dealing with people who are cosplaying revolutionaries because they just watched one battle after another, and picking up like.
It doesn't matter if they're
and then she comes
cosplaying,
running to the cops, but she comes running to the very same cops that she was just.
She's not running to the cops.
No, she's asking for help from the
street medics. And I see these conservatives going, they're yelling medics like she's in a war zone. They are treating it like a war zone, and you're not, and that's why they're gonna run right over you.
Calling this a LARP is wrong because LARPing is live action role playing. These people are not playing.
This lady tried to throw a grenade at police.
Yeah. So let's distinguish.
Well, let me put it like this. The presumption is if you are picking up a grenade, typically it's because activists are trained to lob them back at cops. Now, I don't know exactly what she was doing. Maybe she's like, oh, look at this. Bang, in her hand or whatever. We don't actually see that part of the video. It is well known, and I've seen it happen a million times. The agitators will see a tear gas canister fly, and they bring gloves, and they'll pick it up, and they'll lob it back at the cops. And the cops are wearing gas masks because of this. So the presumption is she was like, I am going to throw a grenade at police.
At the end of the day, we got to distinguish, right? So, I mean, there's the legit Darwin Award winners, and then there's the college liberal weenies that are out there, and they're going to fold like paper, right? So the liberal weenie activists, I think, will fold like. But then, you do have some of these guys that are hardcore nut jobs. Now, let me say between the two of you, right? I split the difference. I think some of these guys are super dangerous. I mean, look at the Taliban, right? We had they beat the Soviet Union. They held us to a standstill. These people live in caves, and I mean they're just it's not even close, right? They're like technologically, militarily, it's not even close. But you know what? How long were we in Afghan and we didn't beat them?
Right.
But so I mean, these psychopaths they fight.
I got to push back on that. The reason that we quote unquote lost Afghanistan is because we were trying to make those people into Jeffersonian democracy loving people, and
fair.
They are not. Every single military engagement the US got in, they absolutely won. So and people say that a lot. People say, oh, the US lost this and the US lost that. The politics the U.S. lost.
Blank slateism lost that.
Do not get it twisted that the military loses engagements, because it just does not.
Did you? Who was it that said, if in response to the Preddy shooting, if a soldier had done that in Afghanistan, they would have been court-martialed? Did you hear that? There was a politician who said that.
Yeah.
And I forget who it was. And when I was listening to that, I said, yeah, that's exactly why they were not able to succeed in certain conflicts, because you had to go through a chain of command protocol before firing on somebody who was clearly posing a threat to you.
Ashley Babbitt, who was unarmed and shot and killed, and they celebrate her death still to this day.
Yeah, they called her a domestic terrorist at the time.
Yeah.
They equate her to Good, Renee Good. Although, again, even with Ashley Babbitt, it was a situation of you're doing stupid things and the consequences can spiral out of control real quick. But as more footage of that came out, even the shot itself wasn't proper because you had cops behind her that could have been easily as hit by that shot as she was.
So Tim, you know what would be kind of cool? Compare the video of that guy that was resisting arrest got shot with Roseanne Boylan getting beat to death while she was laying on the ground unconscious on J6, right? So the video of her being beat to death, I mean, she's defenseless on the ground, and they just keep clubbing her, right? This guy is actively fighting that whole time. A gun, like you said, your description of it, the gun going off, someone yelling gun, gun. I mean, it's that one's kind of unfortunate. I thought idiot.
He's fighting cops.
Yeah.
If he wasn't fighting cops,
that's
it wouldn't
right.
happen.
That's right. It's unfortunate, but you're an idiot. You did something stupid. You were breaking numerous laws. I mean, it absolutely wins in court, in my opinion. And it's like the other idiot that tried to run over the guy. I mean, listen, that wins in court too, in my opinion. But Roseanne Boylan, I mean, she's literally laying on the ground unconscious, and they keep hitting her.
Tom, they said she died of a drug overdose.
Oh, yeah, I
and the left
forgot
still
about that.
believes
I'm
it.
sorry, I forgot about that.
Tim, do you do polls? I do a poll.
But George Floyd didn't.
I'm picking the non-Darwin Award winners every day of the week.
To win a fight.
To win a fight, absolutely. It's the way the way Homo sapiens, got rid of
who
the
had this week?
Neanderthals.
You guys tell me who had this week. I remember who it was. It was conservatives treat power the way a wine snob treats alcohol, and Democrats treat power the way an alcoholic treats alcohol.
Curtis Yarvin.
Right.
Yarvin. Who's going to win that fight?
The guy that wants to drink the booze, not
I
the
don't
guy
know.
that
If the
wants
guy
to
gets too
snob.
drunk, it
Right.
makes it very easy for someone who's of sound mind to beat
No,
them.
now you're
Bro,
coping. You're coping.
Now I'm pushing it. I'm still taking the non-Darwin Award winners
Bro,
every day of the
there's
week.
not a single conservative willing to fight cops. Not even one time.
There aren't even
To be
conservatives
fair, okay, hold on.
out. There aren't even conservatives
J6.
out.
At least one time.
That's it. But also, we don't see counter protests. We don't see, like, for a minute, we saw some counter protests in Portland. I know Katie Davis Court was covering that for Post Millennial, and she was out there, and there were like pro-ICE frat boys and stuff out here and there. But they're not going out in these 0-degree temperatures to support ICE or to counter protest these people. And you were talking about the difference between the Darwin Award winners and the people who went to college. I would put money on this woman having gone to college.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, most of them went to college.
Most of them went to
The
college.
issue is
That might be true.
there's many factors at play in whether or not someone's willing to run up, grab a grenade, and chuck it at cops. And it is one principal reason: do you have kids? Seeing as conservatives have families, conservative men are substantially less willing to engage in a conflict where they would leave their families high and dry. During the woke tyranny, which, like the late 2010s into COVID, I saw it all the time in our own chat. I remember saying, I can't speak up at work, I'll lose my job, and then how do my kids eat? And I'm like, and there you go. Liberals don't have kids, so they'll scream and quit their jobs. And it happened. Famous video of a guy who had a mask that said BLM, and Taco Bell said, you can't wear the mask. And says, and I'll walk out. And they said, then do it. And then he makes a video. Everybody loses their mind. Taco Bell panics, rehires the guy, or offers him his job back. Not a single conservative was willing to speak out because they were like, I got to take care of myself and my family. This affords the left a psychotic amount of leeway. Now, to be fair, 20 years from now, assuming they don't take political power, they'll cease to exist. The big problem is if they do win power through kamikaze strikes and stupidity or whatever, just blunt aggression, then they're going to make sure Republicans don't exist.
So Tim, I'm gonna tell you, I did speak out. I lost a lot fighting on the COVID stuff. I spoke out a lot. I got a family, and I lost a lot doing it. But I will tell you that I agree with you. Most won't, but some of us will. The key though is that there's some of us that will stand. Period. And I think those of us on the conservative side, I think there's a smaller number, but there's a number of us on the conservative side, on the freedom side, that will stand. But those of us that will on this side, we do it on principle, so we'll stand to the bitter end. There is no, someone may call me a Darwin guy at some point, because I'm going to be honest with you. There are things I won't bend a knee on, period, ever. And I do think that the conservatives that will fight on principle are probably even more dedicated than these leftist loons.
Well, that's why I say having a family is the double-edged sword to some extent. You're not going to go squander your life for nothing, but you're going to defend your family when you reach that threshold.
Yep.
And I don't know. Yeah, these are idiots, and they're willing to go out on a cold day and achieve effectively nothing. And that
What do you
makes
mean?
them-
Trump pulled Bovino out.
I still don't
Yeah.
believe that that's capitulation. I think that's re-strategizing and bringing in the right people.
Why does he
think
have to
the-
do that?
I think the
why,
post-
why does Trump have to re-strategize at all?
Because
Amen.
the screw up of the PR.
He's been routed, is what we call it, in conflict.
Well, no, I would say he might have arguably, because of the leadership that was on ground there, fell into the trap, gave the PR
Yes.
that the left wanted. And now
Trump's
he's like, okay,
efforts have been routed by the enemy, and he's retreating and reassessing. And sometimes you have to retreat, and that's fair. But the point is, it shouldn't have happened.
No, we should have immediately had prosecutions for
Well,
some of
that's
these networks
Yep.
when the day he came into
And
office.
we know they exist in other states, networked with each other. And have we seen any high-profile perp walks for Antifa?
Don't get
None.
us. Let's get going. I mean, we can talk about Pam Bondi being the worst, being worse than Bill Barr.
It's not even just Pam Bondi, though.
It's a
the
deal-
whole-
it's a
Where's a
deal-
single Antifa financier in cuffs on a perp walk?
Well, you
Give me
had
one.
Kash Patel talking about it again on OAN, like, oh yes, we got to go after the money. No shit, Sherlock. We've been saying go after the money for 10 years now. Going after George Soros, Open Society, and it's that the problem is. It's unclear as whether or not there's been a shift of the people that we had faith in, but everyone was very excited when Kash Patel got in there. People were less excited with Pam Bondi, but, giving her the benefit of the doubt. Something happened, or they were never there to begin with to actually do what they promised to do.
Cash
Cash coming out and saying, yeah, follow the money. Okay. You've been there a year now. How long are you going to take to follow the money? Because midterms are coming around, and then 2028 is coming around, and then the money that's still there is going to be used to defeat you in the next midterms and the next election.
So you know what? Let me be a conspiracy theorist for a minute, right? So if we wait just a little bit longer, just a little bit, by the time they actually try and save face and arrest anybody of importance, it'll be after the midterms before anything's getting done. Well, then we'll have a Democrat Congress, so they don't have to do anything anyways. I think these people are undermining Trump intentionally. I mean, listen, and Cash was on the Reawaken tour with me. I mean, I was on the Reawaken tour. We did all. I can't say I know him well, but we had a lot of hope when Cash came in, a lot of hope. And I can't to say I'm disappointed is I mean, that's like the most epic of all the people because he was there. I mean, he was
gangster.
a warrior speaking on this stuff. He talked a good game, but so I was real excited about Bongino too. Now Bongino's out there attacking people who are asking why the MAGA administration isn't doing. How are you making America great again when you're letting this crap happen? How are you making America great again when you're letting billionaires who rape children go free? How are you making America great again when you back someone like Lindsey Graham? How are we making America great again when we pass? Did you all know we got digital ID now? It's pinned to the top of my Twitter profile. You can see I lay it all out. The law now is in place in the United States where we have digital ID. These are not things that are MAGA. We're not doing MAGA. I'm praying because, listen, I fought for Trump. I want him to come back to MAGA. I want him to get back to where he was. But it isn't going to happen when he's got a bunch of crooks around him that are undermining him every step. I think it's intentional.
If you want to go conspiratorial, this is Robert Barnes's idea. We discussed it last night on our show. But if you wanted to make it, if you deep down didn't actually want to get rid of illegal immigrants because you enjoy exploiting them for cheap labor, like Kinzinger,
Votes.
well, let's go with cheap labor because the votes doesn't favor the Republicans, but cheap labor might favor some rhinos. If you wanted to actually not get rid of the problem, but make it look like you were trying to fight the problem while producing the exact opposite results, what would you be doing differently than what just happened in Minnesota?
Nothing.
And so, this is the idea that it's there's a lot of rhinos who want cheap labor for their own corporate buddies, and you don't really want to get rid of all the illegals. You had Trump discuss keeping them for hospitality and for agriculture, then taking a lot of blowback from the base. Well, here's a way to make sure that you don't actually successfully get rid of deporting anybody because of the optics are so bad, and maybe that is the deep down conspiracy. Hypothetically.
I can one up your conspiracy theory. I can one up you. So I don't know. Does everybody here accept that there's election fraud?
I was
Do you think
told
it
that the elections are unimpeachable and you cannot speak of that.
So yeah, I know. We can't. We clearly the elections are perfect. But I mean, do you think that it doesn't happen in the primaries? If it happens in the general, you think it doesn't happen in the primaries? Now let me ask you a question. If you believe in election fraud and you think it happens in the primaries too, why do you think that Republicans, when they have the majority of the House, the majority of the Senate, and the presidency, still can't pass election reform laws?
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.